Hello and happy Friday, and we are going to talk about cravings today. So as you guys know, right now I'm actively working on weight loss. I've started using my weight loss tracker. I posted about that on Wednesday, and my weight had crept to the top end of my maintenance goal area, and I wanted to bring it back down. So I've been focusing on eating between 16 and 1800 calories. Well, 2 nights ago, I was in the kitchen making my fruit-based dessert, because that's one of the things that helps get me back on track, not making a bunch of desserts, but just eating something that's a fruit-based. And when I say that, I should just caveat this. It's usually a half a cup of cottage cheese, half a cup of Greek yogurt with a serving of sugar-free, fat-free pudding mix mixed in. And then I put fruit on top of that, right? So it's not a baked good, it's not an ice cream. I try and kind of keep it simple, but something that's yummy to me. Well, 2 nights ago, I'm standing in the kitchen, and I swear to you, I felt like Superman being exposed to kryptonite. I had this overwhelming urge to have my protein chocolate peanut buttery mug cake. It is delicious, by the way. That's coming up in the cookbook, but I wanted that sucker so freaking bad. Like, I was salivating, I was holding on the camera, like, what is going on? Because like every night my fruit thing has been fine. I've been doing good, sticking to my goals. And I just could not get it out of my head. And I made that commitment of the fruit dessert, except for one night a week when my husband and I have a date. So I immediately turned to my husband and I told him I'm struggling. I said, I'm struggling. I'm having these desires. I made somebody aware of it, number one. Number two, I'm very much a type A personality. When I put down something in my food log, I try and stick to it, right? Like, I try not to deviate from the plan. And I knew in that moment, if I did not add something peanut buttery and chocolatey to my thing, I was going to be in trouble. So I got out the PB2 powder, I got out the cocoa powder, and I kind of mixed all that concoction together with my fruit to make something that kind of was in the ballpark of what I was craving, because even though it wasn't what I initially intended to do calorically, it was a much better option than where I wanted to go, right? So I made somebody aware of it. I found a reasonable alternative, and then I reminded myself in that moment when I was feeling those emotions, I said, Heather, you have 3 more nights to go, and then you can have the gooey, chocolatey, brownie thing in the mug, right? You can have that on Saturday, but we need to get to Saturday. Like, I was coaching myself in that moment. Sure enough, that night, the monthly fairy visited me. That was very interesting to me because I was off on my calculations about that. I thought it was going to be much later in the week. And that really opened my eyes to how powerful our hormones are, right? Like those monthly cycle hormones. And that all caught me way off guard. So I just want to share all this with you for a couple reasons. One, you're human like me, I hope. And when those cravings hit you, I want you to go through a very simple process. One, tell somebody, call somebody, talk to somebody, say, hey, I just need to, a little support right now. If you're in a community, reach out, right? The second thing that I would suggest you do is find the best alternative for what it is you want in that moment. So if you could literally fall face first into a tray of brownies, find something that has a lot of cocoa in it that's going to kind of help with that, okay? Even if it wasn't what you planned on having, it's a better alternative than the whole tray of brownies, right? And then thirdly, really talk to yourself. Don't listen to the craving voice. Gotta have brownies, gotta have the mug thing with the peanut butter and the chocolate. Yeah, it's gonna go, okay? It's that kryptonite that I was just talking about. Talk back to yourself, Heather. And I did just like that. I mean, what I'm doing for you is what I did for me. Heather, on Saturday night, you can have that. But tonight, the commitment you made to yourself, your goal is to have this fruit-based dessert. What can you do within that to help you get past this hurdle? So I want to share that with you because it actually was a very empowering moment for me to be able to reel that back in. And I know a lot of you struggle with that. So I just want to share that with you. And I'm hoping that there's some nuggets in there that will help you the next time you're facing your kryptonite in the kitchen. All right, you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.